The Buckeyes, with their attention focused squarely on that Leaders Division title and the Big Ten championship game spot that goes along with it, won't be easy in a division that also includes Wisconsin and Penn State, along with Illinois, Indiana, and Purdue. Luke Fickell and company with their work cut out for them. And Luke Fickell does join us now. Coach, when we were talking at Media Day in Chicago, you were saying, we were asking you about, well, how have you handled this transition with the team? And you were saying, I haven't really gotten to spend all that much time with them just because of all the rules and regulations. Now that you have spent time with them on a daily basis, what have you said to the guys about how this transition is going to work and kind of the new era here?
I don't know that we spent as much time talking about it specifically other than just the actions and showing, standing up obviously as a leader, and making sure they understand what is expected of them as we move forward. I think this is the easier part of it when you get on the football field, do things that you're comfortable with doing in the light maybe that they've seen you in the past as well.
There's not many people whose lives have changed as recently as yours. How has it changed during camp with meetings with the players, meetings with your staff? What's your routine like now?
Well, you probably know it. I think the biggest thing for me is just trying to find out what it is exactly I want to do on a daily basis. I'm obviously heavily involved with the defense and trying to stay there as much as possible, just for just for simplicity reasons and for camaraderie and the things that we're used to, I guess, so to speak. But sometimes out there on the field, at what position are you individually wise, and how do you get over with the offense? So I think just the timing of everything is probably the thing that I've been trying to work on the most.
Staying in that area, because I'm sure you're missing some parts of coaching. I know we used to talk about you watching you coach the linebackers. You really got into it. How has that changed, and have you had to pull yourself away from that a little bit?
Well, it's only been a few days, but I've tried to. And I think the biggest thing is trying to let especially Vrabel do his job and try not to stand on his toes right now and stay back and is away from the linebackers more so than the rest. So, but I got to find that time where I can have the individual time and still enjoy doing the things that I've always enjoyed doing.
Luke, you're a first-time head coach. You're looking for a first-time starting quarterback. You come from the defensive side of the ball. It's an incredible perspective. What do you look for when you're trying to decide who starting quarterback should be?
I think I told him this the other day. I look for two things: confidence and leadership. And I can't give him specifics on mechanics or something right. I want to see other than I said, hey, I want to see some confidence out there and I want to see some leadership. And there's different ways of doing both of those. There's guys that are vocal leaders. There's guys that are leaders in different ways. But I think the most important thing is that you can show confidence, you can stand tall, and at times of distress, people are going to be looking to you, whether in the huddle, from the sidelines, or whatever. So that's the thing that I just keep telling them, hey, that's what I'm watching from the defensive perspective.
Luke, come scrimmage time, will you have the toggle? Will you start practicing that? Will you listening to the offense and listening to the defensive coaches?
Yeah, and that's it's been meetings-wise a little bit, but I think that's probably one of the biggest things that I'm excited to get into the stadium, get the headsets. We usually only do it once a year, but we're going to try and do it twice before obviously the first game, just so we can get some of that communication. I can get a feel for how they talk and the different things that are said that way, and it's always been a collaborative type of thing. Right. I mean, there's no doubt in the past that they always came over to the defense and say, hey, we're going to be in fourth down situation. What do you guys think we should do? So I don't see that it'll be much different, but there still has to be a decision made, and making those decisions. I think until you actually do it, who knows how you practice it?
There'll be a few people watching, by the way.
I'm sure.
Luke, you said that you have leaned on people who have been there before. Who specifically?
Well, I mean, the only ones I truly know well, Coach D'Antonio is a guy that I know well. Obviously grew up coaching under him for a while, but that's awkward at times too, because where you have a relationship in one way, you don't want to jeopardize things in another. So I mean, it doesn't matter whether it's Thad Matta. I know it's a completely different sport, but different things that head coaches have to do. Paul Winters is a guy that I coached with. That's at Wayne State. Just people that obviously have been in that position first time. It just what goes through their minds and different things. How can you practice it before you actually get to it?
Right. New Ohio State head coach Luke Fickell. Thanks a lot, Coach.
Hey, I appreciate you guys. Thanks.